Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3 episode. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys. So the show opens with the war between the Tejada crew and the Russians. I don't know why Monet thought that this was a good idea to get caught up in a war with them. She didn't co-sign this damn war, knowing good and damn well Drew don't know what the hell he talking about. And so she tries to go the route of telling Castillo to leave Drew alone. And he was like, oh, no, lady, you just want me to stop because you don't want Drew to find out what we did. Okay, but if your ass would stick to the plan, then we wouldn't have no problems. Monet is so stupid. Like, I don't know why, if she wanted Renzo dead so bad, why she didn't just do it herself? She didn't want the blood on her hands. And instead of just doing it directly, she go the roundabout way and all these other people get killed because she wanted her damn husband dead. That's why I can't stand Monet's stupid ass. Now he got this over your head, girl, so what you gonna do? Now jumping over to Tariq. Tariq on the phone with Lauren. Hey, Lauren, how are you doing? You know, thanks to you, still dead. I was just like, oh, this Lauren is gonna work our nerves early. Already, you guys. Anyways, what do you want, Tariq? Well, Tariq needs to know what the feds have on him. She doesn't know she should trust him. He says, I promise you can trust me. She ain't too sure about that. Her life is a damn mess. She living in the safe house. She can't see her family. Everybody thinks she's dead. Why tell you? You the murderer. You the monster. That's what they all tell me. You the reason why your sister got killed. I said, oh, girl, you saying it like this, huh? Okay, Tariq was like, oh, so did they tell you that the dirty cop was after my sister and that's the reason why I had to go on and kill him? Oh, they didn't tell you that part, did they? Listen, I protect everything that I love, okay, including you, girl. And she was just like, well, you know what, Tariq, let's testify for the feds, you know, let's cooperate with them. Maybe we can get out of this whole big mess. And he was just like, no, Lauren, we can't do that because then we'll always be in protection. We won't have our regular lives. If you want your old life back, then you need to tell me everything that the feds got on me so I can work this shit out. Okay, and again, she not sure she can trust him. Well, you know what? Tariq is going to earn her trust back. Now, Mel, he over there getting busy with Kiki. And when he finished, you know, instead of being all post-coital like, you know, she was, oh, that was so good. He was just like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Tariq. I was like, nigga, you've been knee-deep in some ass for the last 20 minutes and you up here thinking about Tariq? She was just like, what is going on with you and Tariq? He was just like, yeah, you know, I thought we was going to be fine, but we still messed up. The lovers' quarrel never lasts this long, you know. She was just like, well, you know, friends come and go. He was like, no, not me and Tariq. You know, me and Tariq are literally brothers. And she was just like, oh, brothers are business partners. Yeah, I know all about y'all little drug thing, y'all little coffee thing. I know everything that y'all got going on. He was just like, fuck. I was just like, nigga, you wasn't even going to deny it. You just go on right ahead and tell her we ain't even sure we can trust Kiki ass yet. She was like, don't worry about it. You know, I'm not going to tell nobody because I thought the whole coffee and the, you know, drug and the coffee bit was ingenious. You are very smart. She's impressed. He was just like, yeah, well, the coffee thing is Tariq's thing. But everything else with the app and everything, that was my mind going there. You know, that's his brainchild. And then, of course, as usual, here comes somebody getting in his ear, letting him know that he's really the brainchild behind all of this. Yeah, I mean, Tariq do what he do, but you the one. You the mastermind. What you up here crying about Tariq for? Y'all don't need him to run this business? Give him a little something to think about, but then he gets a text message. It's an emergency meeting. They gotta meet. Okay. Now we see Kane explaining the whole operation with King Noma to Auntie. And Auntie was just like, oh, this King Noma ain't no joke. Like, we gotta get out of this. Why she didn't know about King Noma? Well, you been so busy over there trying to figure out who killed your damn son that you act like you can't do nothing else. She's all, we all deep in with the Russians, like we don't need nothing else. And I was just like, you was the main one agreeing with Drew to go after the damn Russians. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. Kane was like, what you want us to do, mama? Like, you the one running this whole thing, remember? What do you want? She's like, where's Drew? Drew out there taking care of some business with Castillo. Taking all the business off the streets. You know, that way we're only going to have the Wall Street angle and the university angle. And Auntie was like, I mean, I guess, but we still need more movement. Okay, Tariq, what you think? You know, Tariq and Mel sitting over there. in this emergency meeting. Neither one of them want to talk. Tariq just look at her. What the fuck wrong with him? Oh, he mad because we killed his bitch because she was wearing a wire. And she was just like, what? Wearing a wire? That's all right, mama. We took care of it. Tariq is just over there simping as usual. Okay. She was like, you know what? I need to talk to Tariq. I need you guys to leave. Okay, niggas go. And Kane was like, come on, nigga, talking to Mel. You won too. He's like, oh, really? You know, got his in card. Anyway, she goes over to Tariq, and she was just like, you all upset over this wire wearing bitch? And he was just like, well, you know, they killed her behind my back, and now there's a murder charge, a murder investigation. They're all looking at me. And she was like, I mean, that was fucked up and everything, but I'm going to need you to get it together because I got a lot of shit going on here, and you know I can't think it all out. Them dumbass kids of mine think I know what I'm doing, but I really don't know what I'm doing, so I need you to tell me what I'm doing. You, my brain, think, boy, think. And Tariq was like, okay. You know, Tariq always got the answers. Well, can you get Drew to find out where the Russians get they drop at? And she said, yeah, she can find that out. Okay, well, find that out, and then I'm going to let Tate know. And Tate can let his cops, the people that he know, that this drop is about to go down so they can go and bust it. You know, she was just like, that's what I'm talking about. You need to stop acting like a little bitch. I was like, bitch, I'm going to need you to learn how to compliment some fucking body. You always fucking insulting somebody thinking that you doing something good. I'm going to be so glad when something happened to Monet. And I feel like it's coming at the end of this season. Monet needs to go. And now where is Drew? Drew is over there with the fed up Castillo brothers, all of them. Okay, fuck Gordo. We know that Gordo and Drew got something going on, but you know what? This is damn business. They was like, listen, Drew, we ain't signed off for all of this shit that's going on with you and the Russians. Okay, now that we got this bigger risk, we need a bigger cut. Okay, higher risk, higher cut. We want 50-50. Drew was like, ain't no way I can do nothing like that. And they was like, well, nigga, maybe we gonna have to shoot you then. You know, they pull out the gun, and, you know, Castillo Gordo was just like, wait a minute. You know, we ain't gotta go here. We gonna have to take Tejada's back because they always have our back. Come on, we family. We grew up together. This is what our father would want. It's all about what the daddy want, what Frank would. Frank is in that fucking grave rolling over. He pissed as fuck because he already know what all this is, okay? Monet the one that killed his ass, and Monet got all this shit going just to cover her damn tracks. Now Frank Boys is in trouble. Frank say fuck the Tejadas. But anyway, the boys was just like, all right, you know, they gonna do it the democratic way, the way that they always do. We gonna take it to a vote. Okay, when Drew's ass leave. Drew is offended. Yeah, take your ass on. You ain't a part of this group. So Drew leaves there and goes on home, honey. Auntie in there just a sniggling and a giggling with old boy from the wood. You guys told me that that's the one that played the young Omar Epps in the wood. Y'all know I look on my phone. Sometimes I can't make out these people's faces. But anyway, his name Kai on the show. Kai, you know, and Auntie, they just are reminiscing about the good old times when they used to run the drugs when they was younger. You know, oh, shit was fun. I said, is Auntie playing coy? Child is so uncomfortable. She's so fucking mean. We can't even see her being nice to somebody. You know, she just laughing with him and everything. Drew get in there. You know, Drew ain't trying to see this shit. What the fuck is he doing here? You know, Drew, don't be rude to our company. He was like, it's okay. It's okay, Auntie. You know, your son is grieving. Now, Kai said that he was going to help them with these Russians. Except, you know, he can't get into nothing too heavy because his boys, you know, they got swept up off the street a couple of weeks ago, you know, so he ain't really got the manpower that they need. Drew was like, are you serious? You made us get into this whole thing with the Russians, and now you telling us you can't help? Nah, nigga, that was you. That was you that came up with the idea. Now, when did it become Kai's idea? All Kai told your ass was that the streets was talking that you guys wasn't taking care of it. You the one went out there all willy-nilly wanting to blast on the fucking Russians. That's a you problem. So anyway, they're about to start going back and forth, and Auntie was just like, all right. Okay, please excuse my son. Kai will walk you out. So, you know, they walking out. He's still kind of flirty and whatnot. He give her a little kiss on the cheek, and I was just like, is Auntie being flirty? You can't even imagine her being like, you know, sweet to somebody. I figured this shit wasn't real. So anyway, she let him out, and then here come Drew with his extra self. Ma, that nigga ain't shit. You know him, just extra. My poppy ain't even been dead a week, and y'all in here eating cheese and drinking wine? She was just like, Drew, we need all the help we can get. Listen, the Corner Boys, they ain't helping us. And the Castillo brothers, like, that's not enough manpower. We need more. And he was like, yeah, well, speaking of the Castillos, one of the brothers come telling us that he want 50-50 now. She was just like, no, we not doing 50-50. Well, that's what he know. Okay, my boo say he gonna talk to his brothers and everything because that's what Frank would want. Everybody know what Frank want, huh? Anyway, she was just like, well, you got that boy dick whipped over there, so maybe you can get something out of him. He just started giggling. You know what, mama? I just feel like it's me and him, you know, we could be something together. Okay, this nigga done dropped off basketball so quickly over there in Oklahoma City, just missing his Drew. Drew ain't thinking nothing about his ass. She was just like, I mean, y'all can be something, just like how me and your daddy Rizzo was. Okay, we ain't had nothing when we got started, and look what we became. So, baby, it's possible with you and Castillo. I was just like, look at Auntie. Auntie is up here co-signing this relationship. What's going on? Auntie got something up her sleeve, y'all. We can always tell. Auntie put him up on game. Listen, I know that you and Gordo's doing good, but you know you got to worry about that family, okay? You need to make sure that you always got Gordo's ear, not them brothers, okay? He gonna listen to you because you the one that's slanging the D. But the family is something else, so be careful. Make sure he listens to you. And he was just like, okay, ma, you know. He got to go. Him and Kane got some business to take care of. Okay, baby. Tell Kane to call me. Everything is baby and sweetheart now. Okay, old mean-ass bitch. All she needed to do was get rid of Renzo. She ain't got Zeke no more, so I guess now these her kids again. Now, jumping over to Overly Dedicated and Davis. So they are talking about getting Theo out. You guys know Davis is really feeling like, you know, they running out of time, that they need to get Theo out. So while they waiting on Theo to come, because they trying to prep him for what the parole board is going to ask him when he goes before them, Davis asked Overly Dedicated, like, any word on Tariq being investigated for murder? And Overly Dedicated was like, no, I told you they not investigating him. That case is closed. Lauren is dead. Okay. And Davis was like, well, Tariq seems to be pretty sure that there is a murder investigation. Well, Overly Dedicated, he gonna have to keep checking and seeing, but so far what he knows, it's a no on that. Now, Theo comes in the room, and like I said, Overly Dedicated is prepping him. He's asking them questions, and Theo is answering the questions probably not the best way. Because Theo has already made his peace with jail. He's in there. He's in there for the long run. He knew what he was doing when he made the confession for Davis. So, look, he good. Nah, Davis is determined. He gonna get him out. They gonna go and hang out like they used to when they was young boys. Remember them times? Of course Theo remembers. You can tell Davis's whole demeanor changes when he's around Theo. He loves him so much. But anyway, they finish their question and Theo leaves the room. Overly Dedicated can also tell how much Davis wants to get his brother out of jail. Okay, are you good? And Davis was like, no, I'm not good. And, you know, anytime I got to see him go behind those bars, like, that upsets him. Plus, knowing that his brother's gonna die in there, he can't even fathom. Overly Dedicated says there might be another way. What is this way, you're asking? Well, Overly Dedicated meets with Jenny, and he asks Jenny, listen, we need to see if we can swap somebody out on that parole board that Theo's gonna go sit before, so that we can be sure that he gets out. Don't you know anybody that's bribable? And Jenny was just sort of like, that ain't really what she trying to do. He was like, the only way that I can stay in Davis's good graces is if I can get his brother out. Okay, he gonna keep me around. He gonna be happy with my services and everything. And then I can find out more information on Tariq. She was like, you keep on saying that, Overly Dedicated, but you ain't came up with nothing. We've been working at this shit for months. He was like, okay, I found out that Davis does have a file of new ODs in his office. Okay, she was like, really? Well, you know, why did you wait so long to tell me? He said, but I don't have access to it. Okay, I'm just letting you know. But if he does have that, he probably got a whole bunch of other stuff that New OD had. So he dangling New OD's possible other evidence in her face. She says, all right, she gonna find out who the parole person can be. Okay, but you better not fuck this up, Overly Dedicated. And he was just like, oh, shut up, Jenny. You lied to my face. Okay, and that's fucked up. And she was like, well, I'm sorry. Damn. And he was like, if you do that again, I promise you, I'm gonna burn you. I'm gonna burn this whole thing down to the fucking ground. And you know what? Overly Dedicated is not playing. She says, all right, all right. Also, Tariq seems to know that there's a murder investigation going on by, on him. You think that Lauren could have possibly talked to him? Oh no, why would she talk to that murderer? First of all, I'm gonna need you to understand that Lauren doesn't look at him as a murderer, Jenny. You do. The girl has hearts in her eyes. Why are you stupid enough to think that this child has not talked to Tariq, considering she left the fucking safe house and there was some time that you didn't know where she was? That damn Jenny got tunnel vision, don't she? Now, Tariq, part of his plan, goes to meet Tate in the middle of the night. You know, he kind of looking over his shoulder and all cloak and dagger. And Tate was like, nigga, somebody following you? Nigga, I can't be following. I can't be out here with you. You gonna, nigga, calm down, okay? I'm just trying to let you know it's a drop that the Russians is gonna have. I'm letting you know. You can call your NYPD boys and let them know. Let this be a big bust. You know, this is gonna look good for your constituents. They gonna, you know, good in your polling numbers. He was like, hey, homeboy, you ain't got to sell me on nothing. I got it. But Tate still don't really trust Tariq. Tariq was like, the Russians is fucking up my business. Okay, so I feel like this is a win-win for everybody. This helps you in the polls. This helps my business. So Tate, who is a glutton for, you know, the good look, he goes on and takes that information. When he leaves, Tariq calls Davis to find out if he found out anything about this murder investigation. He was like, overly dedicated told me that there's no murder investigation. And Tariq was like, I know there is one. Fuck whatever overly dedicated is telling you. Now, you guys, let's jump over to the school. So they having an open mic night, you know. So we got LSK up there, okay, performing. And she's doing good. Everybody's enjoying it. They was just, you know, somebody asked Diane, like, did you know that, you know, she had talent like this? And Diane was like, hell, I thought everybody knew. Y'all don't know about light-skinned Keisha? So anyway, LSK finished her little set, you know, and everybody is all pumping her up and everything, you know, period. And then she get off the stage, okay? Next, we gonna bring to the stage, okay, Great Value Arsenio. I said, oh, God. What this nigga fix to get up here and say, okay? We already know it's about to be some bullshit, you know? So Diane, of course, she's there. She's watching. So this nigga get up there, and he says, my heart is empty, but for my love. This nigga up here declaring his love. His soul is empty. And all of this. He professing his love. He actually says Diane's name in it, you know, and everybody's like, oh, girls, he claiming you like that? You know, of course, she rolls her eyes and she walks out the room. So he goes out after her. And when he find her, he was just like, what is wrong with you, Diane? And she was just like, listen, Great Value Arsenio, just because you wrote a corny poem doesn't mean that you get to get back in my good graces. He was like, I'll pour all of my heart out on that stage for you, and this is how you treat me? I was just like, nigga, ain't nobody told you to pour out your heart. Hey, Diane ain't impressed. She's like, you get out there with your groupies, okay? You tell your groupies the damn corny poem, and maybe they'll suck your dick then. He said, oh, well, I'm not the only one getting my dick sucked. I guess I see Tariq getting his dick sucked by you, too. You fucking him? She was like, it don't even matter who the hell I'm fucking. I'm not fucking you. He was just like, you know what, I should have known, okay, that you would fuck somebody like him, okay? He's a murderer. And she slaps him, fuck you. He was just like, you know what, Diane, I'm tired of playing with your ass. I know you selling drugs out the candy store. Girl, you ain't slick. I said, oh, this nigga gotta go. Call your brother Kane right now. I mean, at this point, you can call Drew. Either one of them will do. He was like, and I'm going to let you squirm until I figure out what to do about it. Nigga, you ain't going to have time to squirm. Diana, where's your phone? Call your brother. Get this nigga killed. Now, while she having this conversation with him, Tariq go see Effie. Effie was just like, what are you doing here? I know inside, though, she probably was real excited. You know how it is when you broke up with your man, but you really want him back, but you got to play tough. But on the inside, you all excited and jumping up and down. That's what Effie was feeling. Okay? But yeah, what do you want, Tariq? He tell her he need a picture of King Noma's daughter so, you know, he can get them all out of this mess. Then they ain't got to fuck with each other at all. She was just like, no, she want back into the business. Well, he can't do that because he don't trust you, Effie. Well, she can't trust him either. She gonna be giving him this picture. What do she get out of the deal? So they get to arguing about Lauren, okay? He wanted her out the city. She couldn't let her be out the city. So somebody was gonna look for her, okay? She had to do what you couldn't do. She had to go on and kill the girl because you couldn't do it your damn self. You know what, Tariq? You are so fucking weak. It's pitiful. He was like, I should have never fucked with you. You are a fucked up person. She was like, oh, whatever, Tariq, get the fuck out. Okay, Tariq was already leaving. All right, poor Effie. I know her heart is just broke. But you know what? Business still calls. So she goes to work. She goes up to the top of the roof. She's about to put the drugs up in there, and then she notices that there's a camera up there. So she turns around immediately and texts Kane. Okay, there's cameras on the roof. We need to talk. So she meets with Kane, because remember, Kane told her he was going to help her keep her operation going. So he give her the bag, and she was like, what the fuck is this? What am I supposed to do with this? And he was like, yeah, that's all I can get for now. Okay, mom's is in the warehouse. She know what's going on there. You know, Tariq and Mel got the coffee and the warehouse going on. So that's all I can get for now. She was just like, well, this ain't enough. I can't wait for later. Tuition is due now. He was like, well, how much you need? She was just like, no, I'm not taking your money. He was like, Effie, I know you don't have it like that. I got the money. I can help you. Let me help you. You know what? Fuck you. I'm not taking your money. I'm going to figure out another way. Now, jumping over to Mel. Mel is at Weston Holdings, you know, the firm. He is helping with the servers. They having issues with the servers. And while he's trying to help the guy with that, he hears some noise, and he sees one of the employees that's there. It's kind of late. What he doing here? You know, he goes in the employee's office, finds this secret staircase, goes down into this private warehouse, sees all these shredders and things around. He's looking around like, what the fuck is this? Okay, Kiki had already told him that it's a whole bunch of secret floors and stairwells and shit that they don't know about. This would probably be one of them. Okay, but Mel sees some shit that he don't like. I'm thinking to myself like, Mel, what's this? What you got going? Now, Tariq calls and speaks with Tate. Okay, did you tell him about the bus? And Tate says, yeah, it's happening right now as we speak. DEA, they done swept up on the Russians, okay, and fucked up the whole drop, took all of their product, everything. And then after the DEA, swept the Russians up, I guess they called their leader. And he was just like, they fucking did what? I was like, this is a horrible accent. That sounds like my damn, what's homeboy's name from Tommy's show? Anyway, yeah, horrible accent, but a good look for Tate. And of course, Tate turns this whole drug bust into a political op. This nigga's on the damn news doing a press conference right there in front of the damn bus space. I was like, nigga, they still doing an investigation. You up here talking about, how you gonna be tough on crime and all of this right in front of where they just did all of that shooting. And of course, the prosecutor and her team are sitting and watching. I was like, who this new nigga? At first I thought it was overly dedicated, but that wasn't overly dedicated that was sitting there with her, and extremely annoying. So anyway, they're watching, and Jenny was just like, I want to throw up. But anyway, the team together is trying to figure this whole thing out. We got Tate, we got Tariq. Like, what if Tate and Tariq are working together? I mean, they have had, ties in the past, and extremely annoying. Well, it makes sense. The Russians got their pipeline taken away, so now the Tejadas are taking away the Russians' pipeline. And so then the new guy was just like, well, if that happens, then it's a stalemate. There's no drugs moving anywhere. Oh, but that's where you're wrong. Okay? Extremely annoying would bet anything that they're moving those drugs up at Weston Holding. And Jenny was like, yeah, I don't know about that, because we've been watching Weston Holdings and there ain't been no drugs going in and out. I was just like, that's because y'all stupid. You don't know what you're doing. And extremely annoying was just like, well, I know Tariq and Mel. Okay. They may be careful, but their clients won't be. Now, jumping over to the class, child. We got everybody in the class. This they one class that they have, child. And they talking about living in an unequal society. Great Value, of course, is there. And he's part of the discussion. And nobody wants to hear the shit that Great Value Arsenio has to say. And then, of course, Effie, because she's in her feelings about whatever Tarika's got going on. She got something smart to say to her. I'm just like, okay, over the classroom discussion. Everybody's feelings is hurt. After class, Auntie gets in touch with Diana. Diane, girl, why you haven't been taking my call? I've been calling you like crazy. And Diane was like, I'm sorry, Mommy. It's so much going on at school. And now I've got this guy that I kind of got involved with, and it's getting messy. What? Somebody's fucking with my baby girl? Who down there is fucking with? I come down there, I straighten it. I said, oh, she your baby girl now. You ain't had 15 words for this bitch just 2 weeks ago, and now all of a sudden, oh, she your baby girl. And that damn auntie full of shit. Diane was like, no, Mommy, you know what? I got it. I'm not gonna let you get involved. You taught me everything I know. That's damn right. Okay, you strong and you smart, just like your mama. You just like me. So she already know that Diane got this, but be careful. So I guess Diane, she done sat down, she did a little thinking, she decided to look up old Holy Hotep, Great Value Arsenio. And she found out some things. So she goes to visit him. She tell him she been doing some thinking. And this what she came up with. Okay, Trevor from Maryland. Oh, why she say that? Okay, nigga, you ain't the holy hotep that you want us to think that you are. You ain't got this fucking single mama and everything. You done went to prep school. You got equestrian training. You got adopted by white parents. Now, where the single mama at? We've been hearing about single mama all this time, and nigga, you come from money. I said, this damn great value been sitting up here just as high as mighty as can be. You mean to tell me he had all this shit going on in his background? Nigga, when you got shit like this going on, you supposed to stay quiet. That's why I already know that Great Value Arsenio need to go. Because you stupid just for bringing attention to yourself. So now, of course, Great Value Arsenio has a different tone, okay? He gonna back off of Diane. He gonna leave her alone. He ain't gonna say nothing. Now, jumping back over to Overly Dedicated, he lets Davis know that they did find somebody that's highly bribable. They swapped him out. You know, it's a done deal. Davis is still kind of leery, like it's just 1 vote out of 3. Overly Dedicated was just like, listen, I got it all under control and everything, but I'm gonna have to pay. I need some money. And Davis was like, I'm all for paying if I have to, but this is a government employee. Like, this could blow back on us pretty hard. Davis ain't trying to get into that kind of trouble. Overly Dedicated was just like, listen, just let me do what I do. Just give me the money. I can make sure that this man is on this damn board and we can get it done. So Davis gets the money to Overly Dedicated. Overly Dedicated gets the money to the man. The man tells him, don't you worry, it's a done deal. Now back at the firm, it's the end of the workday. Tariq is about to go home and he notices that Mel is still there burning the midnight oil. Okay, what you still doing here? And he was like, oh, I got some extra project that my uncle gave me. You know, nothing that you need to be worried about. Okay, fine. Tariq is going for the day. When Tariq leaves, he's just standing out like on the shipping deck. And he texts Lauren like, please call me. You can trust me. Okay. And she doesn't call him back. But while he's out there, he noticed this homeless man is kind of rummaging through the trash. And the guy finds one of the cups, you know, with the little fake bottom on there. And, you know, he looks over at Tariq. Tariq looks over at him, but Tariq don't think nothing of it. This is a homeless man or whatever. But turns out it's not the homeless man. Now, jumping over to Auntie. I guess Auntie then came up with this whole elaborate plan, you guys. I'm telling you, it just be too much. So Auntie and the boys go to see Kai. And she sends Drew away because she tells Drew he a little too emotional. You guys know how Drew is. He can't control his fucking self. So she tells Drew to watch outside, and she got Kane. Okay, Kane, you know my number one. You know, you always got my back. You always helping the family. You make sure that we safe and everything. I just need you to do what I say. Kane was like, Mama, you ain't slick. I already know how you do. Okay, manipulating, trying to make people think that they in charge when you the one that's running all of the damn plays. He want to be more than what she think that he is. And she was like, you right, boy, I'm sorry, but I ain't got time to explain to you right now. I mean, do you have my back or not? Okay, there she go with them old backhanded compliments and always just like forcing people to support her bullshit. I mean, I guess he ain't got no choice. Y'all in this man's place. So anyway, Kane waits outside. She goes in there. She talking to Kai. Okay. And she was just like, boy, you rented out this whole place for us? Okay. Oh, she is just so excited. But listen, she want to work with Kai and his crew. All right. And he was just like, yeah, I mean, if we work together, like, what do I get out of it? And she was just like, what you been wanting? I was just like, and by you saying that, does that mean you? Monet throwing this cold ass coochie up at this man. Girl, don't nobody want that mess. He was just like, nah, Auntie, it's a little too soon. She was like, please, I'm not grieving Lorenzo at all. Yeah, she ain't fucked him since he was in jail. She all trying to be sexy. And he was just like, everybody already knew that you was the brains behind everything with Lorenzo. And she was like, and that's what you gonna get from me. Okay, all this and the brain. So yes, this is Monet seducing him. It's quite uncomfortable to watch. And then right when it looked like they're about to do something, there's some noise and shooting outside. She's like, what the fuck? He's like, what is that? Okay. And next thing you know, Auntie and him start to struggling and fighting. All right. He about to beat Monet's ass too. And then right when he get her on the table, he choking her out and everything. And then of course he gets shot. Kane shoots him. And she was just like, boy, what you was doing? Like, you was supposed to wait for my signal. And he was like, it was some shit happening out there with Drew. I had to go in and take care of it. And he's like, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Okay, go check on your brother. So when Kane goes to check on Drew, he gets the phone out of Kai's pocket and she texts a message to this number and says, hey, they already know that it wasn't the Russians. We need to talk. And I was like, oh, okay. So Monet, like I said, went through this whole roundabout fucking way just to blame Kai. Okay. So then when the brothers come back in there, they hear Kai's phone buzzing. So Drew goes and gets the phone. And of course it had to be Drew, his emotional ass. He reads the message and he says, the Russians didn't kill Poppy. It was him. And then she was just like, all this time, this man been trying to get Renzo's streets and get his business. And look, he the one that did it. Okay. So I was just like, I mean, I guess, Auntie, I mean, you had to go through all this. All these people innocent had to die just because you was mad at Renzo. And of course, she's just digging this hole deeper and deeper. You already know that. So Auntie chop off Kai's head. Because remember, I told you that's the kind of shit that the Russians do. Remember, I told you last week they chop off your titties and shit. Okay, so she chop off Kai's head. And then her and the boys go and make good with the Russians. Okay, this is what you wanted. Okay, the Russian was just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? That was a horrible Russian accent. And she was just like, I'm here. I'm letting you know that we both was tricked. Okay, do we have a truce? Like, everybody can work together now. We got rid of the problem. And I guess the Russian was just like, okay. Now, let me tell you how sweet that damn Kane is on Effie, honey. Effie goes to talk to her counselor or whoever about the tuition because she ain't got the money. I just need a couple of more weeks just to get myself together so I can pay this tuition. The lady was just like, oh, by my calculations and looking in the computer, your tuition has been paid through the rest of the semester. You know, let me just go and make a copy of this and give it to you. So of course Effie, you know, she pulls out her phone and she texts Kane, fuck you, Kane, I didn't need your money, you know, I don't appreciate what you did for me. And he was just like, you're welcome. Okay. And she has a cute little smirk on her face. I said, girl, you might as well stop playing hard to get because Tariq finished with you. Okay, ain't no hope there. Go on and start a criminal empire with Kane and fuck Tariq. Okay? I'm trying to tell you, girl, you're going to do better on the other side. And you want to know who else is ungrateful? That damn Theo 2.0. I forgot to tell you that this is still the new Theo, honey. Redman is off the show. Anyway, they done got 2.0 out. Okay? And now he's about to start his hospital treatment. You know, the thing that Davis worked so hard so that Theo could get out so that he could extend his life so the man didn't die in prison. But Theo was upset about it. Davis, you did what you did just to get me out of jail. I know there's no way they was going to let me out the way that I answered those questions. Okay, I made the choice so that you can be something. And now you ain't nothing but a common criminal like everybody else. You pulled the strings to get me out of jail. You know what? I'm going to that damn hospital treatment and you don't touch me. You don't talk to me no more. I was just like, okay, Theo 2.0, I understand you've been in jail, your head ain't all the way right, you know, it's a lot to process and everything, but what you fucking not gonna do is give Davis the blues after he done been through all he been through to get your ass out of jail. With your ungrateful ass. I was just like, don't worry, Davis. I appreciate all the hard work you took to get 2.0 out. Now, remember I told you guys about the homeless person that was going through the trash? Well, it turns out it wasn't a homeless person. Remember I was telling you about the new team member with Extremely Annoying and Jenny? Okay, well, that was actually him that was rummaging through the trash. And oh, he got the cup. Okay, and the drug in the cup matched the drugs on the Jamaican boys' streets and the drugs that the Castillos have and the drugs that the Tejadas have and the drugs at the school and the drugs and the drugs and the drugs. All that to say, we got enough evidence to start this RICO. Now, Lauren finally calls Tariq back. And Tariq still wants to meet with her. He has proof that he's not lying. Okay, she was just like, well, what is it? He was like, well, I got to see you in person to give it to you. I need you to meet me, Lauren, just for 5 minutes. Well, we don't know how Lauren gonna do this because she under safekeeping. She about to be moved from this safe house to another place. So, like, they don't have a window of opportunity. Oh, but this is Tariq St. Patrick that you're talking about. They gonna have a way. Now, Drew and Castillo. Oh, they having pillow talk. Drew is so happy that Castillo talked his brothers off the ledge. What did you say to them to make them finally decide to still work with us? And Castillo was just like, I just told him that our word was our bond, and we was gonna work with you guys because you guys was family, and that's what our dad would want. And if y'all didn't like it, then I'm gonna be out the business. And Drew was just like, really? You actually would give up the business for me? And he was like, what, you don't think you worth it? And I was just like, oh my God, all of this. Castillo's phone rings, and he was just like, you know what, I gotta go. So he gets up and gets in the shower. And while he's in the shower, Drew texts the number that Monet had texted earlier. When he texts the number, then he hears Castillo's phone go off. And he was like, what the fuck is that? So he goes over there, and then he sees the messages, okay? The message that Monet sent that was supposed to be from Kai that was going out. Okay, so now Drew is looking at the message, and he was just like, son of a bitch, motherfucker, you the one that killed my daddy? And Drew is emotional. He don't think about nothing. He just right away, he go and get the gun out the thing, and the love of his life, the one that he just told his mama that he feel like he can have something with, that's sitting in there showering. Drew point the gun at him, and he was just like, hey, wait a minute, what you doing? And Drew shoots and kills him. Of course, as soon as Drew kills him, then Kane come busting in the room. Okay, he come and save his brother. He takes him back home to Auntie. Okay, and he's all eyes full of tears. And she was just like, I'm so sorry, baby. Are you okay? And he was just like, no, I'm not. Okay, and he just cries on her chest. And, she like, dead, baby. It's okay. I was just like, ooh, Auntie, you are awful. Just awful. Now, remember I was telling you guys that Mel was doing his research, wasn't really sure what he was coming up with, but I had an idea. Well, turns out that he done found out that Weston Holdings has been running pretty much a Ponzi scheme. There's 2 sets of books. They got a whole secret warehouse. They shred shit. Like, it's a whole bunch going on. And Kiki was just like, yeah, I mean, I know that. Okay, he want to talk to his uncle right now. Now, he go and talk to the uncle, and honey, the uncle was just like, yeah, I know all about it. I'm the one that's got this whole well-oiled machine going. And he was just like, but yeah, that's a Ponzi scheme. And at the end of the day, somebody gets left holding the bag. Uncle was just like, oh, I see you really been doing your research. Kiki, come on out here. Mel, she doesn't know anything. He was like, Kiki knows everything. Okay, Kiki was like, listen, we've been knowing about the drug dealing business and everything from the very beginning. Okay, and Mel is just so hurt that nobody had even told him that. She was just like, yeah, we was watching you. We already knew. Uncle was just like, I thought the whole operation was genius. But yeah, Mel ain't feeling it. He tell them that they criminals. They was like, yeah, all this from the drug dealer. Go figure. But Uncle is fine with Mel and Tariq's drug business because it actually helps their business. Okay, anything that y'all bringing in, that's more money added to the pot, so they can make sure that they hold everybody off at bay. Been doing this for years. He was like, does my dad know about this? No, your dad would blow a gasket if he knew. No, he don't know about none of this, and we don't plan on telling him. And what you need to do is keep your mouth shut, or it's going to destroy your family, everything that they worked hard for. So Uncle is just trying to let him know, is my way is the best way. Okay, my way, everybody wins. Okay, now if you want to go rogue, I'm gonna have to remind you that I do know about your drug dealing business. Okay, and I can blow the lid off of that, the coffee lid, ba-doom boom. So when the uncle leaves, Mel looks at Kiki, and he was like, you used me. And she was like, no, I didn't use you. I really do like you. But look at the bright side of this. Now we don't even have to lie to each other. Okay, yeah, Mel, yeah, some bright side. He just walks out. Now the feds are taking Lauren in because now it's time for her to give her testimony. So remember, I told you she ain't got no window of opportunity except when she's being taken in by DEA and Jenny and extremely annoying and all of them. She was like, can I go to the bathroom? They were like, oh yeah, I mean, fine. So they let her go to the bathroom. She can at least have that privacy, can't she? So while she's in there, she's like, Tariq, where are you? All loud as shit. Motherfucker, do you know they sitting outside the damn bathroom? You can't whisper. So Tariq comes out and she says, okay, Tariq, what's this proof that you have? So he actually lets her hear the recording. He actually recorded the conversation that him and Effie had, where Effie admitted that she was the one that tried to kill Lauren because he couldn't do it. So she was just like, okay, I believe you, but it don't even matter now because they got this whole RICO charge out on you. He was like, RICO? Yes, Rico. They putting the drug dealing business on you, all of them murders that happened, including mine. And he was just like, damn, Rico. Well, yeah, overly dedicated must not have seen any of this coming. And she was just like, overly dedicated? No, overly dedicated is working with Jenny. And he was just like, oh, so that motherfucker is the snitch. And then lastly, as the Tejada family is all back at home, okay, and hey, we getting back to being ourselves again, okay? Happy to be there. Drew and Kane, laughing, talking. Even Diana's there. I mean, of course, God rest Poppy's soul. He can't be here, but that's okay because Auntie is going to take care of the family. All right. And then there's some noise at the front door. And next thing we see the DEA bust in. And, Auntie was just like, what are you guys doing here? And honey, they make a beeline straight for Diane, okay? Okay, Diane, you have the right to remain silent. Okay, you're going to be arrested for, intention to distribute illegal substances. Oh, shut up, is extremely annoying. I said all of the damn illegalities that was sitting at that table, and you guys are actually busting Diane for just some shit that she done put in the wall. This the only way y'all could get to the family? Jenny looking like she checkmate, like Jenny done did it. Okay, she all smug. Diane is hyperventilating, Auntie. Diane, don't you say a damn thing. I'm coming to get you, baby. I'm gonna make sure that I get you out, baby. It's okay, baby. Here she go with all this baby and sweetheart and honey and all of that again, bitch. Like I said, I can't wait till them kids find out that Monet killed their daddy. All right, you guys, that is it. Say thank you, Roxanne, for getting this review up on Saturday. Y'all know it's the end of the month. That bitch got to get her monies. All right, you guys, make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.